We're back again, and we're gonna make a Mexican chili. Arriba, arriba! Sharon normally makes the chili, but I thought I'd get involved. I must say something to you though.
Must take over.
No, listen, this is what's just happened. As I was just setting up the cameras, we done a bit of preparation work beforehand, and I was the one who said I'll cut the chilies up. Sharon's not too keen on chilies, and I said they're not all that hot. We got me. I'll show you them in a minute. I just rubbed my eye, and my eye is burning like like a hot poker. Like she's like, you know, she wakes me up in the morning with a hot poker. Right, quick slurp of tea.
That's cold.
All right, well it's cold, but I'm still going to drink it. Got to get prepared. Right, so we're making a chili. You do it a certain way. I do it a certain way.
You never make it.
I have made chili before. I've made it on loads of occasions. Just not. Eh? Yes, I have. Of course I have.
Have you seen him make a chili, Stacey?
No, not chili.
I've made the chili, yeah? I've made chili. Anyway, this isn't a hard and fast recipe, as you know. This is how we do it. It's a bit of fun. It's an easy one to make. A lot of recipes you have to measure out herbs and spices. That's all right if you want to do it that way. But we're going to do it the easy peasy way with a sauce packet. What's it called? Powder. Chili powder. Chili powder. But we're going to spice it up a bit and jazz it up a bit by adding our own ingredients to it. So anyway, let's have a quick run through the ingredients. Right, so apart from our mince, we've got that from our local butcher. What is that, 20% fat in that, Sharon?
It's just mince. I don't say, oh, how much fat is in that. I say, can I have some?
Look, we've got an audience, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
£5 of your best mince, which is that?
Yeah, alright, £5 of mince there. It's got all sorts in it, as you know. So what we do, she's going to brown it off in a big pot. Right, so we're just going to brown the mince off now. And what will happen here is that all the fat will render off. So if it's 20% content fat, then what will happen is that you will get all the fat drain out, and we actually put it under a hot tap afterwards and flush all the fat away. So that's what Sharon's doing at the moment. So just to run through the other ingredients, we've got how many cloves of garlic here, Sharon?
3.
3 cloves of garlic here. These are 3 chilies I've chopped up. 2 are green and 1 is red, the red possibly being the hotter one. We've got how many mushrooms, Sharon?
I don't know if you count.
We've got a few mushrooms there. What's this other green thing there?
Peppers.
We've got green bell pepper and we've got yellow bell pepper. We've got 2 tins of chunky tomatoes. That's just normal sweet tin tomatoes. Again, these are all sort of variables. We've got a tin of baked beans
That's
there.
for Jimmy, no, for Gary, because he doesn't have the rest, does he? He has a separate chili.
Right, so basically we've got to make 2 bowls of this because one of them doesn't like kidney beans. Is that right, Sharon?
Doesn't like kidney beans, doesn't like tomatoes,
Onions.
doesn't like onions, doesn't like mushrooms. In fact, he just says mince the chili sauce and beans.
Right, okay, so that's that. We've got some tomato puree, and we're going to use on this occasion the Coleman's Chili Con Carne
Lovely.
recipe mix. 1/4 pint of water, and we just add that afterwards and throw it in a 1 pot wonder basically. So again, if you've got your own favourite chili sauce, you just use what you want to use. Once Sharon's heated the mince up,
That's better.
what we'll do, we'll drain it and then we'll start adding our ingredients. So let her do that first, and I'm going to go and wash my bleeding hands because I've just burnt my eyes with the chili. Right, it's been about 10 minutes now. Sharon's been heating up this in a big pot here we've got. We've added no water or anything to it, and let's just show you what we got. Right, now as you can see there, we've not added anything to this. This was that, how much was it, 2 pounds of mince?
5.
5 pounds of mince there. We've just literally mixed it all up. What we're basically doing is rendering all the extra fat that's in the actual mince, and we're now going to drain that off into a bowl, and you can see basically what was in there. As you can see there's quite a lot of fat there, probably a bit of fluid there as well with water and that. Right, so then what we do basically is we boil the kettle up, and then we literally just pour hot water all over our mince, and that gets rid of all the residual oil and grease and horrible stuff that we don't want. So if we'll just push that through and get the last remaining bits out of there. Right, so now we've basically got clean mince, and what we're going to basically do now is put everything together. So you can whack all that in the pot, Sharon. Is that right?
Well, I want to take a bit out for Gary.
Oh, okay, we'll do that first, because we've got to make 2 lots up, you see, because Gary doesn't like all the chili con carne stuff we normally have to put in, so she's got to make a separate portion for Gary. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Not a lot there.
When you have my beans and that.
Right, so again, whack it all in. Now again, that's lovely and dry now. And don't forget, we're going to be adding the flavour we want in there, not what was already in there in the way of 20% fat. So although it was a 20% fat,
Just put a bit extra in.
why don't you get a bigger saucepan then? Because you won't get it.
All it's got to go in there now is beans and the juice.
He don't like a lot then, does he?
No, he doesn't like it.
Right, so we got that in there. So what are we going to add now?
The tin tomatoes.
So literally, this is the best part of it. It's a one pot wonder. It's a throw it all in the pot basically, and we've got some chopped tomatoes with some herbs. They're basically Italian tomatoes really, but we'll just whack it in. Anything else?
We'll just whack everything in there.
We got
that for Gary.
Well, can't we have some of them as well? You won't have
No,
a
we've
whole.
got the red kidney beans.
Well, I like beans in mine.
Well, let me put some in his first.
Well,
so I
how
can see how
about
much
I
you
just
get.
pour some of them in there then? How about that?
What to say?
Is that alright? So then we can go into there with that then, can't we? See? No measurements, just a little bit of estimation. Right, that goes in there like that. I've got 2 chilies here, 2 greens and 1 red.
That makes 3.
I've got 3 chilies here, 2 greens and 1 red. I've left a couple of the seeds here. I don't think they're too hot. They
better not be.
They was about that long, so I don't think they'd be too hot. But again, look, happy days.
They better not be hot.
We've got garlic. 2 cloves?
3.
3 cloves of garlic.
You've got
In
to
you
think
go.
about 2, haven't you?
Eh?
You've got to think about 2.
There we go, just whack that in there. You've got your onions, again she's just diced and cubed.
No, they chop roughly.
Rough
2
chopped.
onions.
Rough chopped, just like the cowboys used to have it
So I like it chunky.
in the Wild West. Whack that in, bit of texture. We've got, as I said to you, our mushrooms, we've got green bell pepper and we've got our yellow bell pepper. Bell peppers are the same things, they're not very hot at all. They just add a bit of colour and, what's the word, body to the dish.
Texture.
There you go, whack that in there like that. And now, with the kidney beans, I'm not too sure about this.
That's in a chili
Oh
sauce.
right, we've got a chili tomato sauce in this one. Because normally you buy them in a sort of a brine liquid, but I wouldn't personally add that, is that right?
Yeah, I usually strain it.
Strain it, get rid of it, you don't need it. I don't know what it's for, whether it's a preservative or what, I don't know. But this has got a flavoured chili sauce. It's a tomato and chili sauce, so we're going to just whack the whole lot in. And if it's a chili, really, you've got to have kidney beans.
Then you've got to make...
Hold on, I like this.
I see what it's like when it's cooking before I add that.
Oh, she don't put that in yet, okay,
No.
fair enough. Right, now what? What's happening now?
Make your mix. It's half a pint for them 2 packets. I'm
Right.
going to stick this on the oven.
So the only spice we got in there is our chilies. We got some garlic and we got the onions. That's what's adding a little bit of punch at the moment. The herb and spice combinations are what many people like to make up themselves, but again we're just using the packet one. We like the flavour of it. We've had it many. I can't open it, Sha.
You silly.
Scissors. Can you rip it open? Then go on in. You just call me silly. Look, you watch this. I am silly. She's done it.
Half a pint of cold water, 2 packets, because I've got to do Gary's as well.
Right.
So
Well,
you're going to get a jug.
what am I doing?
Half a pint of cold water.
Cold water. Right. You've taken over. Carry on then. You're doing it again, Sha.
I've seen it. I've said I'm
Spilt
putting
water
this
then,
up.
look.
Is that half a pint?
I don't know.
I just told you half a pint. That's over half a pint.
It's a pint, so it's half that one. I've got 2 because you've got 2 packets.
No, it's half a pint for the 2 packets, I
Right.
said. So can you get rid of half a pint?
I will
then?
only take half out because it's got markings up the
Well, I was
side
going to
there.
mix it in the jug.
Well, I didn't know that, did I? Right, so we've got half a pint now. Whack it in the cold water. It's 1/4 pint each. We just whack that in there like that. 2 half a pints. 2 pints there. Where's your whisk? Right, here we go. It's that simple. Look. Right, if you want to mess about with your own spice mix, that's entirely up to you. That's what we're doing in this situation.
That'll
do. Gary's. We're going to whack the other half into the big pot. Ready? Right, okay, so as you can see now, loads of lovely colours in that pot, haven't there?
Lovely.
Isn't it? Look at that, look vivid. So she's just agitating it like she's agitating me.
Oh, it doesn't take much to agitate you.
Hey?
Verbally agitated you are.
So we're going to give it a nice little mix up now. Now, again, if it tends to dry out a little bit, yeah, if it tends to dry out a little bit,
That's when I usually add some tomato puree.
well, that's not a liquid.
It does. I'm telling you.
That's not a liquid, Sharon. If it tends
You've got
to,
more juices to come out of this.
yeah, I
yet,
know, but if
anyway.
it tends to dry out a little bit, just add a bit more water. All she's basically doing here is literally just throwing it all together. Look at that, look. And we'll keep that on a,
Well, sometimes I'll stick it in the oven and just leave it in the oven.
yeah.
Rather, this way you haven't got to keep stirring it.
That's a nice idea, Shell. Yeah, because if you leave it on the hot hob like she's got here, what can happen with that little flame at the bottom there, that little flame, if it's on all the time, you'll find that you'll burn the bottom of the pan. Then it all sticks to the bottom, so you can get away from that by putting the whole thing in the oven so that you've got uniform heat all around the pot.
Because we're making this for today, so I'm going to stick it.
Yeah, we're not eating it today.
I'm only part cooking it.
You're part cooking it?
Yeah, then I'm sticking it in the fridge in my casserole dish, which is over there.
Yeah.
And it'll go on tomorrow.
Because it always matures over a day, which is lovely. So what we're going to do, I'll tell you what, Sharon, you carry on doing that, stir it, we'll put it in the oven, put a bit of tomato puree. I want the tomato puree in there, Sharon.
Oh, put some in there if it makes you happy.
Well, you do it, go on. Oh, lovely. Some people have been known to put half a packet of that in.
Right.
Now that will deepen the colour of our lovely chili con carne. Can you see the little flecks of chili in there, Sharon?
I think I can.
Go on. Go on. I love chili.
Yeah, I don't. God help you, Martin, if this is too hot.
If it's as hot as you, Sharon, it'll be lovely. Get on with it. Get on with it. Right, it's been half an hour. Sharon's been standing there stirring away for half an hour. I've sat down, I've had a cup of tea, I've read the paper, everything. Anyway, I've come back now to give her a hand. Bring it over here, Sharon.
Give me a hand.
Right, this is going to be the serving dish. We're not going to eat it today, although it's been heated. It will mature overnight and we can eat it tomorrow. So, you whack it in there, Sharon. Right, okay. Look at that.
I'll just flatten it down.
Look at that. For a lovely warm winter spicy dish. So that's for tomorrow. You can have it with Doritos. You can have it with rice. How about that? A nice rice, Sharon? Fluffy rice. You want a fluffy rice, yeah?
Couscous.
Couscousy or couscous.
Do you want to taste a bit? Because you've got a big mouth.
Right, I'm going to have a bit now. I'm going to be hygienic because other people, I'm not going to eat out of the bowl. Sharon, get me a little saucer, please. Is that the smallest spoon you can find?
That goes in your mouth.
Unbelievable. Right, let's just put a little bit on a plate.
Do you want me to put some on a plate?
No, that'd be alright, look. Like that one. Okay. Right, put the lid on that. Look at that, she's even got a bleeding Mexican bowl, look.
That's not a Mexican bowl, it's a fruit bowl.
It's a fruit bowl.
Well, fruit design.
Fruit
it's not
design.
Mexican,
right,
is it?
Okay. Well, here we go. I don't know what it is, but when I eat Mexican food, I feel Mexican. Let's have a go. This is the bit I love.
Big mouth, watch. Can't believe you can get that in your mouth.
Oh! Oh! Oh, Sharon! It's so good! It's made me feel Mexican! Oh! Oh! I can't believe it! Oh, Sharon! That is excellent! I don't know what you've done to that, but you've turned a meagre ingredients, which is a peasant's dish, into a fantastic feast for Guy Fawkes night. I can't believe it! Come here! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! Well, don't forget, it's not the world's greatest chili, but if you want to give it a go, just use the same ingredients or just freestyle.
Why not taste nice?
I've got a hair in my mouth. We've got to freestyle it, Sharon. Alright? So, that's our chili. Anyway, if you like what we do, rate, comment and subscribe. And don't forget, I love you. Bye. Come here. Come here, quick now, come here, quick. There you go, put it on.
It's so wet!
Got hair. Oh, oh! It's got a bit of food on it. I found that in the plug hole. I don't know where it's come from. See you later. Bye bye. You people with moustaches, I don't know how you do it. Oh, where's that come from?